All right, so the Democratic Party's approval rating has plummeted since Donald Trump took office. And as the party struggles to find leadership and direction on Friday, California Governor Gavin Newsom was forced to admit during an appearance on Bill Maher's show that the party brand has become toxic. Finally, we agree. Took a long time. Take a look.
These guys are crushing us. The Democratic brand is toxic right now. We had a high water mark 2 weeks ago, and that was a CNN poll at 29% favorability. It's dropped in the NBC poll down to 27%. It's one thing to make noise, but you also have to make sense.
Now, Gavin is trying to change because Gavin has started a podcast. He's interviewing conservatives. And it came up when he was talking to Charlie Kirk that the word Latinx has never been used in my office. And then he also added, he said he's against men playing in women's sports, when in fact he advocated for both positions. And he knows the word Latinx really well. Now, here's what he said when Charlie Kirk appeared on the podcast.
The Latinx stuff that, by the way, not one person ever in my office has ever used the word Latinx.
So can we finally put that to bed?
Yeah,
we agree?
Where did that even
No
go?
more Latinx,
like,
everybody.
Well, I just didn't even know where it came from. I'm like, what are people talking about?
Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. It is an issue of fairness. So it's deeply unfair.
But the far-left governor's past comments, they tell a very different story. He had no issue himself, in spite of denying knowledge of the word Latinx for years, using it quite often.
I hope we can really paint a picture in terms of our consciousness of how impactful this has been on the Latinx community. About 3/4 of renters in the state that have fallen behind in rent represented in the Latino and African-American community, the Latinx and Black communities. You've got politicians that are banning not assault rifles, but the word Latinx. They're not even serious.
And did he forget about this tweet from 2022 attacking Tennessee for pulling funding from schools that allow biological men to compete in women's sports, implying that this was partly responsible for what he called a, quote, rise in hate, maybe instead of political pandering, misleading the people of his state. Liberal governors could learn a thing or two from Republican leaders. Earlier today, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced a plan that he says would result in an average of $1,000 in rebate checks for every homestead, meaning if you live and you homestead and you live in the state of Florida, you lock in your property taxes. It can't go up but a small percentage every year. And Governor DeSantis now joins us with more. All right, so you have no state income tax. Now you want to maybe even eliminate property taxes or at least reduce them significantly?
Well, this year we want to do a $1,000 tax cut for all Florida residents that have their primary residence here. But to get rid of property taxes, you would need to go on the ballot, and it's a constitutional change. But we are going to put property tax on the ballot to be able to give homeowners relief. I mean, we've had people flood into Florida. The home values have gone up. And while there's a positive to that, because people have built wealth, they're paying more and more in taxes. And if they have to buy a new home, they're at a much higher basis. And at some point, do you own your own property or are you just renting from the government? So we're really looking forward to this. And just think about it. We have the luxury of being able to do this because we can tax tourists. We can tax the foreigners. We can tax non-Florida residents to be able to support the needs. And so I really look forward to doing that. And isn't that a contrast, Sean, with the guest or the cut you did with Newsom admitting that the Democratic brand is toxic? Let me tell you, that is not because of a bad marketing. It's because the results of their leftism have been toxic. You have defecation in the streets of San Francisco. When you have a map where the entire city's covered in that, that is toxic. When you see tents all over Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles with homeless everywhere, that is toxic. When you allow people to steal and loot $999 from retail stores without penalty, that is toxic. So they become toxic because they've destroyed the quality of life for millions of people around the country in places like California, New York, and Illinois with their leftist policies. And so people have voted with their feet. They have rejected that.
Exactly.
And now you see in these polling results, people are just looking at what they see.
Yeah, it's one of the main reasons I had to get out of New York. Plus, I really wasn't well liked, and I had two governors, the current governor and the governor before this governor, that said, if you're conservative, there's no place for you in the state of New York, and you welcome me with open arms, and I'm very grateful. There's a great story that
and your neighbors do, Sean. The people in Florida,
they do.
They appreciate you being here. When you're out in public, people cheer you on. They're not cussing you out. It's a great change for you, and you deserve it.
I don't have to be, have my mixed martial arts mindset on 24/7. It's great. I know this story may be unprecedented. So the Biden administration gives you $1 billion that you don't want because it has all these strings attached. And you try to give it back, and they wouldn't take it because they didn't know how to take it back. But then you met with Elon Musk, and he said, oh, I'll take it back. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I mean, our view is we're not going to take money and then have them change our behavior as a state to where we're adopting the woke agenda when our whole state is based on the idea that we're fighting woke. We say Florida is the place where woke goes to die. So we didn't want to accept the money, but we said, hey, we're not going to accept it. Do you guys want it back? They were like, well, we don't even know how to take it back. So we had this. So I went up to see Elon a week or two ago, and I said, here's the thing. And he was like, you really want to give money back? Oh, we'll find a way to do it. So I think within like a couple hours, they figured out a way to accept it. And so that is done. So I would just challenge other states, particularly with Republican governors, if you have any of that money lingering over from those Biden years with those woke strings attached, don't change your behavior, reject the money, get on the team, and help the DOJ efforts.
Give the statistics on Florida. I know Florida is #1 in education, but you don't have an income tax. You want to lower dramatically property taxes or eliminate them, and you're going to put that before the voters in 2026. All right, how come states that have enormous income tax, massive property taxes, they have far worse infrastructure than Florida, New York being a great case in point?
So #1 in education 2 years in a row, #1 in higher education 8 years in a row, #1 in economy 2 years in a row, lowest per capita debt in the United States. And since I've been governor, over the 180-year period of Florida's history, of all the debt the state's accumulated, we've paid off 41% of that. We're also #1 in talent development, entrepreneurship, and we have a 50-year low in the crime rate. But our budget, with millions of more people than New York, is less than half of New York's budget. Our roads are better, our schools are better, and our services are better. It's a lot easier to get a driver's license in Florida than it is in New York.
By the way, no wonder why every time Vivek Ramaswamy is on this show, he's saying he wants to copy everything you're doing, which, by the way, to credit him, is a pretty smart thing to do. Governor DeSantis, we appreciate you being with us. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.